what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy Hat? As Eric said, we appreciate you. My name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. And I know, Reddit, Jimmy Hats, you guys are vultures about your boy. And I can appreciate that level of commitment. We someday aspire to have people as committed as you guys, just without all the, cringy, self-deprecating, unrelenting, unabiding will to put yourself in front of a diesel truck and be ran over by him. We here on the Identity Booth will never do that to you, but take your lumps as you want to. But today we want to talk about Jimmy Dore, and it's not one of those fake outs where we say Jimmy's name and then we trick you. We're gonna break down some video of Jimmy Dore and show you how he gets you hooked. It doesn't give you the full truth. He gives you enough to get you riled up, but almost leaves you wanting more, and you find yourself going back for more. He's good at this. He's super good at this. His last 6 videos have all varying numbers of detail, but you have to understand that he puts out his most popular video first, his less popular video second. It hopes that the backfall will be that, oh, you didn't get your fill on that first one, the second one should get done. His SEO scores are amazing. His thumbnails are amazing. Mm-hmm. He has an amazing crew. We'll give it to him just like that. But let's just head to the show for 2, right? This topic we'll be talking about today is the Washington Post on stops counting Biden's lies. Now, Eric, me and you agree that Biden tells lies. This isn't news to us. This isn't something that that we should be surprised by. The thing that's shocking to me is that he thinks, for some reason, that the Washington Post should be responsible for only counting his lies. This could be done by anybody. Anybody that has time for this shit can do it. So this whole Crimea River thing isn't. I'm not fazed by it. What do you think on his opinions of Joe Biden as it pertains to what we'll be talking about here?
I mean, the stuff that the Washington Post put in there are nitpicky at best. I mean, they're really nitpicky, and it really is them feigning a critique of the current president. That's all that it is. They don't. This is a joke to me. And what Jimmy does so masterfully is he picks his stories. Because if you notice, sometimes he has stories that are from this week, and sometimes he has stories that he creates based off of posts that he finds on Twitter. So what he does is he has a group of people that scrape Twitter, scrape specific accounts, they find tweets, and they store them in a bank. And they reference them based on what topic they fit. If you've noticed that he's repeated a lot of tweets a lot when it comes to a certain narrative that he's pushing, is because he webs these things together. He pretends to be what he calls himself a jag-off comedian, but this dude's not an idiot. He's got a shtick. He's figured out how to use the algorithm to his advantage. This is his full-time gig. He can't think about it. He was a quote-unquote YouTube full-time since COVID because he hadn't been able to go anywhere perform. Why do you think that he's doing these things? And people can get on here, well, Jimmy's just speaking truth to power. He's calling them out and holding them accountable. No, he's telling you that you should hold them accountable while you click on this video and make ad dollars for him in YouTube. So, again, you have to be able to see through this stuff. There's some of the stuff that he's saying true, yeah. But when it comes to the current president, think about it. This is as quiet as it has been in 4 freaking years. I did not vote for Joe Biden. Y'all know that. But it is quiet. My taxes are quietly going up. My stress level is nearly the same. But the only thing that I'm really noticed is that the value of my dollar is continually going down. But that was something that was set in motion before Biden got in office. And then 2, my taxes are going up. Don't care. Listen, I got to go out here and hustle regardless of what's going on in the political sphere. And so should you. If you can focus on being a good person and getting out here and being the best version of yourself. You ain't got to worry about what Jimmy's using to get you riled up so you come back and click another one. This is the dopamine hit for most of y'all, and y'all getting mad when somebody comes and flushes your drugs down the toilet. But this is what this is Eric and Heero flushing your drugs down the toilet.
So,
hey, babe, thanks for pulling up.
Johnny. So let's talk about it then.
What you got on it? What you got on it, bro? Bro, shout out to the people pulling up and following. Yeah. Thank y'all so much.
So, solid plan. You can't lie if you don't talk.
Exactly.
If you don't talk, bam. That's pretty solid. So here's what they gave you a little graph to what how Biden and Trump communicated publicly in the first 100 days. So I don't know what this means here. It says Joe Biden had 107 remarks, whereas Trump had 102 remarks. Do you know what that is, Aaron?
That means that Biden read more statements than Trump did. Like, he read more things that someone else wrote for him than Trump did. Just, like a little prepared text.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So then over here, speeches. Trump gave 35 speeches, and Biden only gave 2 speeches so far.
Huh.
Trump had given 37. Come on. And interviews, Trump had given 20. Biden's only given 6.
Okay, real quick. What does this and this is where you have to be super critical of yourself. He's talking about how many speeches and public appearances and things that have been said. What is the correlation of you saying this? Like, what is the purpose of you saying this? I'm gonna hit you with that what's his name? Joe Rogan voice question again. Hey man, I don't want to start a fire, but I just want to know how the spark started. What is the purpose of him saying this? Joe Biden has given less speeches than Donald Trump. One of them is an egomaniacal, he just loves to hear himself talk. The other person is well reserved. He's never been someone that's outspoken, even when he was the VP for another outspoken person. He was always in the shadows. That's just how he is. But on top of this, once again, him saying less, he has done more for this country as far as taking care of COVID is concerned than Trump did with 2 years to play with it. So it's one of those, like, why are you saying this? This is filler. As an audience member, you have to realize that this is meaningless. This doesn't solve your problems. This doesn't address them in an articulate form. It's just banter to make you have a subjective, objective idea before you get the context.
And why is this? Because he is demented. Biden held many more press gaggles.
It's a shame, but it goes back to what I said at the beginning. Well, you know why this story isn't as juicy as the AOC stories or the Bernie stories? Because most of the people that watch his platform are alleged progressives.
I haven't seen too many of those. The first time I saw him really answer a question was when he held one of his press conferences.
Like, this is a carefully crafted narrative that he is going to push to you over a period of time. And you mark my words, you guys are going to watch that this is going to be something that he refers to.
No, definitely. Because everything he points out, we're going to show you the counter for it. And Joe he's literally, he's shown that he has production value. He shows that he has researchers. He has these cool templates, great background screens. He has people working on this show, but they don't even do basic research. I found all this stuff within 15 minutes of watching this video.
Press conferences.
So let's just get to it.
Biden only 2. And those are highly scripted press conferences that Biden did. I don't know if you saw, but that was very highly scripted. Let's keep going here.
Yeah, a speech being highly scripted. What the fuck does that mean?
Here's the Biden database.
What? He's prepared. You're mad he's prepared?
Your job anymore.
Yeah.
That's my lesson.
I have learned my lesson. Wow.
So
what an exhilarating 100 days.
So we're arguing about a $15 minimum wage for it.
$15 an hour minimum wage.
$15 should be a minimum wage, period.
$15 an hour. $15 an hour.
$15 an hour?
$15 an hour.
I do support a $15 minimum wage. A $15 minimum wage. A $15 minimum wage? $15 minimum wage. Why is it even a question?
Do you, of course, support a $15 federal minimum wage?
I do. It's well past.
Okay, and this is, once again, he's just giving you this with no context. But Eric, we know something that I think everyone should know about this. Who controls the federal minimum wage?
Congress.
And this is no diss to this, but if there's anyone anyone we should be mad with as far as minimum wage is concerned, it is Joe Manchin. Because he's the person, the Democrat.
I mean,
the Democratic person who's been holding this by the balls and saying he wouldn't vote on this in 2 of the 3 packages that have been presented. Of course, Joe Biden is the leader of the Democratic Party, but he doesn't have reign to just say you better fall in line like some people do. If this was a Trump experience, I'm pretty sure this is the one time I would want Trump to have his authoritative ways because it's for the benefit of the people. But he can do something about the federal government and the federal contractors, which is he's already put in motion the steps to write that bill, that executive order. But like, why are we making fun of him for supporting something that he doesn't have control over?
I don't understand, man. Like, to your point, first of all, let's just put the elephant in the room. Joe Biden is 78, will be 79 years old this year. So what? You know what's crazy is half the American people voted for this guy. And it's funny to me, to your comment about Joe Biden.
But basically, Joe Manchin is the person holding this situation up. So, like, once again, Jimmy Dore, while he's making the excuses for Joe Biden, he can do more. He obviously can do more. But he's not the person who's holding us up. It's this dude. And Jimmy knows that.
You want to see another huge lie? Yeah, again, because they're sociopaths. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Joe Biden is a super sociopath.
And to your point, Twisted Texas, you're right. It's not just about him saying that. He said he supports it, but I think he said he supported with the idea of knowing that he physically has no power to directly change it. He could go in there and boss hog and strong arm people, but admittedly, he's had a full plate since he's got in office.
Sociopath. He's a war criminal. I know that.
Well, isn't it amazing that our politicians are like the equivalent of that person that borrows money from you and then never.
Trump actually going to deport less people than Joe Biden and Barack Obama. And in fact, here he is. He said he was going to stop building the wall. Mm-hmm. Well, not only is Joe Biden going to admit here he's going to lie, Joe Biden is still building the wall. Not only that, he's confiscating private property, people's homes, to keep building the wall. Trump's border wall. That's actually happening. So watch, he's asked about it, and he lies.
Administration, Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
That's a lie.
Number one. Number two, what I'm going to focus on, the fact is that somebody in this group written a lot about the border. I'm going to make sure that we have border protection, but it's going to be based on making sure that we use high-tech capacity to deal with it. And at the ports of entry, that's where all the bad stuff is happening.
What about the land confiscations?
And stop, done, over, not going to do it.
So she said, what about the land comp? And over, not going to do it. You ready? Despite campaign promise, Biden administration seizes family's property in court to build.
And it's important you look at the date here, April 14th, 2021. And there's a counter for this. And and once again, it's maddening to me. It's pure maddening. This is about the 15 minimum wage where he's going to basically raise this for the hour. But this is another aspect of this same argument, and it falls on his face. But basically, it falls on his face, and it falls on his face because these contracts were made by the government and an administration before Biden got into office, right? Biden got into office and had to take on and then basically inherit those contracts from the past administration. And by doing that, he has no choice. His hands are tied because they've already gone to court on this, and they could continue to try and subpoena these cases into oblivion, or they can let those contractors who had a minimal amount of the wall to complete anyway, complete those contracts, and just be done with it, so they have no choice. But it would cost them more wasted taxpayer dollars to pursue trying to get the wall completed or stop the wall from being completed outright and denying billion-dollar contracts, million-dollar contracts, to construction workers and people who rightfully so gainfully gain that resource and put forth the money to initiate that contract. But remember, what date was that? So this was 4/11. And this video came out 6 days ago. So he had more than enough time to go back and look up this article that literally explains away why he has no choice but to continue building wall, because the court system is now on the side, and we know that that's a balancing act for him. That is literally what it's designed to do. A promise made by a previous administration has already been enacted. He can't do much about that.
Down. Never answered that.
Never answered that question. Joe Biden's plagiarism is a problem. Fact check, Biden again dishonestly suggests he opposed the Iraq war from the beginning. Hey, former U.S. Vice President Joe Biden once said he didn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle in regards to desegregation. That is correct. That's according to Democratic outpost Snopes. Even they say. And if you want to see why we should have a fact checker on this guy at the Washington Post, this is probably a big reason.
Explaining to do.
And once again, you can nitpick about things that he said in the past that he's also apologized. He apologized for those comments. Different time, different age. It takes a bigger person to acknowledge their mistakes and try and move past them, versus it takes nothing for you to constantly bring it up without context. And that's all we're saying in this segment here. We're not trying to make Jimmy out here be a bad guy. I know what he's doing. I see what he's doing. But when I see people woefully falling for this, it makes it easier for me to it makes it hard for me not to point this out. This is another continuation of the contracts and everything that was going forward towards it. But I mean, Jimmy Hats, if this is your man, yo, I respect it. I thoroughly respect you, following truth and going through with this and all the motions. But don't come into these debates using these bad faith arguments, because they're not going to work on people like me or Eric. And you should want to do more than just take the word of a talking head online. Always look these things up. Put your discrepancies about our research in the chats. We love to see it. We endorse it. We bring it. We welcome it. So, yo, that's been a segment. That's been our perspective on it. By the time this comes out, we'll be done with our charity event. But if it does come out before our charity event, hey, Altenberg and Russo, they are raising money for a great cause. We're trying to raise $20,000 for some kids. If you can, the live stream is going to be this Friday all the way to Saturday from 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come join me and Eric. We'll be live the whole entire time. It's going to be a good time. Put on your goddamn mask, take care of yourself, and all that good stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a question real quick.
Slow it down and we can catch the vibes. But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibes.